Howdy folks, it is Wednesday, April 23rd. The time is a very early 6:51 a.m. and I am here in front of Shinjuku Station. And there's some people trying to capture the 3D billboard in action, but it shut off about a minute ago and it hasn't turned back on. And I need to make my way to, unfortunately, not Haneda Airport, but Narita Airport. Narita being the much further of the two. Normally, you could just take the metro to Haneda. But for this one, I'll be taking the Narita Express, providing I can get there on time. It's scheduled to depart at 7:07 a.m. from the world's busiest train station here. I've got my luggage with me, which is going to prove to be not the funnest time carrying this down here. So I need to get to the JR lines, which you can enter right over here. I reserved a ticket last night. You can use the JR website, but it's easier just to use Klook, K-L-O-O-K, as it's all in English. And that'll spit you out a QR code. And you can go into the ticket office over there and scan your QR code and it'll give you a ticket, your base fare, and then you need another portion of your ticket that, if you buy through Klook, is digital only, and that is your reserved seat. But there's my base fare. So I'll put that in there. And it spits out on this end. And this says Narita Express 7:07, track 5. I'm track 5, car 3, according to my digital ticket. So for such a huge, confusing station, this is really quite simple to navigate. The wayfinding is excellent, and I think there's another JR counter over by the other entrance. If you have any issues with your ticket, or if you don't know what you're doing, just put your tail between your legs and line up at the ticket office, and someone there will be able to help you. We are looking for 5 and 6. There we go, platforms 5 and 6 this way. And it was a little over 30 Canadian dollars for the trip, and I think it's going to take a little over an hour. There's lockers in the fare paid zone. You also take the metro to the Skyliner, which will cost about the same and take about the same amount of time. That's what Google Maps suggested, actually. And there's also an airport limousine. You don't really want to take a cab or Uber. That'll run you somewhere around $300. Narita Airport. Well, I don't have a boarding pass yet. It says I have to line up. I do have priority status, so I'll be able to go to the priority check-in and the priority security line, and then I should have priority at immigration when I land. That was just an upgraded purchase through AirAsia, so that'll be kind of nice. Here we go, Narita Express. They don't serve food or have any vending machines on this train. I've taken it before, but generally I avoid flying in and out of Narita just because the airport's so damn far. My flight is at 12:10, I think. So we should be there in plenty of time.
Thank you for riding with JR East. The train at track number 6 is the Narita Express 7 bound for Narita Airport, Terminal 1, departing at 7:27 a.m.
Alright, so I want the train on the left. Last chance for snacks. What a badass looking train. All the seating is reserved. I think there's only 5 or 6 cars. That's car number 2, so this should be car number 3 coming up. Sorry, car 3 seats 5A. Car number 3. $14, $13. There we go. Luggage rack. All right, we have arrived. Pretty comfortable seat. And I should be there in plenty of time. I'm not sure about the recording from the train situation, but I will see you when we're there.
各位旅客请注意，为了避免列车到站时的拥挤。
That didn't take very long. 7:07 a.m. was the departure. 8:33 was the arrival time. I've got some garbage and stuff with me to throw out, as it's quite rude to leave your stuff on the train, especially in Japan. And it is 3 hours and a half pretty much before boarding, so good timing on that front. I haven't done the Narita Express in quite a while. Welcome to Narita Airport, the second major airport servicing Tokyo. This is the newer one, built in the late 70s. Haneda was built In the 30s, it started off as an Air Force base. All right, I've got my hands full here. I think I'm gonna have to fish my passes out. There we go. Got it. Should just be a matter of putting the...
No. One person, one seat. No, you.
They're trying to use their same pass twice. All right, so we want Terminal 2 departures. There's the Skyliner. That was the other means of getting in and out of Tokyo. I think this airport's about the same distance as Kansai is. From the city center, international departures T2. So we're gonna go for a walk through Narita Airport here. Apparently it was controversial when they built it. It was, and it still is. They chose this location because land expropriation was cheap, and they didn't, or relative to the rest of Tokyo, and they didn't really consult any locals, and they smacked it down in the middle of a residential neighborhood. And I think there's restrictions that flights can't depart or land after 12 a.m. till 6 a.m. So I guess any late night diversions just go to Haneda. I'm not really sure how that works. International departures, 3rd floor. But either way, it is much further and less convenient than Haneda.
Hold the handrail and watch your step.
So I'm gonna find the check-in counters for AirAsia. Second floor, so this should be arrivals probably. Oh, it's just an in-between floor. See if I remember to cut these escalator bits out. Kind of a rainy day. There's passenger drop-off. All right, let's figure where AirAsia is. AirAsia Bangkok. Check in at N. 13. We are 1210 XJ03 going to N. Well, there's L. Here's M. N must be on the other side of this. M. Oh. N is over here. That's weird. Oh, it doesn't look like it's open yet. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Bangkok, Dong Mueang. All right, I'm gonna see what's going on here, and then I will be back. So apparently check-in isn't open until 10 after 9, which is 3 hours before the flight. So I just found the restroom and a waste bin. It's a nice spacious terminal. Perfect for modeling and that sort of thing. Oh well, I guess I'll check back in when it's time to head to security. All checked in. There was a big line, but that fast pass had me at the front. A lie flat seat would have been about $560 to upgrade to. So now it's a matter of where is security? Wasn't really paying attention. But they were very friendly and pleasant to deal with. Departures, there we go. All gates. It doesn't really look like there's much of a lineup here. But you generally can't record through these things or through outgoing passport control. The entrance to the security checkpoint is up ahead. So what I'm going to do is put my camera stuff away. And then I'll resume and let you know how long this took, but it looks like people are just breezing right through security. That looks like nothing. And it looks like passport control is just on the other side. Well, that was a piece of cake, and it says 61 to 68, and go this way. Just making sure I got my laptop. That took, I want to say, about 3 minutes. I did have to take my laptop out, which I didn't have to do at Haneda. I think they've got an updated security system there. And this is Terminal 2. I connected through Narita coming back from Thailand a little over a year ago, but I think that was Terminal 1. And since I'm low on steps today, I was gonna say I'm gonna skip the moving walkway, but nuts to that. Some of these Japanese airports have some excellent plane watching. I know Kansai does. get a view of. There's someone with no idea what an indoor voice is. There's a JAL flight. So we're just going to find our gate, then I'm going to put the camera away and go rummage for some food. Seems to be a rather efficiently laid out airport. The gate waiting areas will be just down below. Look at these chairs. They look like massage chairs. I'm just going to check one thing. I just picked this up from a soba shop. 2,200 yen, that's about 22 bucks. And a nice latte. And a nice view. I found the food hall. I apparently should have looked around a little harder in that first go. If I went left out of security, it would have led us to where this food hall is. There's about 8 different vendors here. There's donkasu, okonomiyaki, ramen, a coffee shop, and a few other items, mostly Japanese, but I'm gonna enjoy my pre-flight meal. That was surprisingly good. I got it from this Michelin Guide soba restaurant. Just thought I would show part of this area since I skipped over it in my rush to get to the gate. So I take back my comments about this terminal not being as nice. It's definitely on par with Terminal 1, and it's a little bit less hectic. I was just taking a snap of those sandwiches. Should I want to come back and grab one for the flight? There's just some shopping up here and that sort of thing I'm usually not interested in at all at airports. Got this duty-free shop, Akihabara. It looks like a cosmetic shop over there, Matsukyo. There's a Prada and a Chanel. Where I came from was just over there, where it says 61 to 68. There's gates 70 to 99 straight ahead. Gucci. There's a Tiffany. Good old 7-Eleven ATM. And the strong odor of perfume is filling the air. Cartier. So if you just hung a right out of security and skipped this section, you would have missed a lot of shopping options, as well as the food hall. There is security. There might be another security over here. Japan duty free. Yeah, this is where I came out. And just to get your bearings, the first part of this airport walk, we went straight here to the gate. No need to record that part again. It is 10:28, so we don't board for an hour. And I'll see you when it's time to get on the plane. And just like that, one of the first to board here. It is a rainy ass day. Final check just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Should have done that before I walked on. I think the business class section is only 2 rows deep here, so it's pretty small. Right. 44A?
Let's see the flight number. Okay, this way please.
Thank you.
Will you seat please?
Those were the so-called pods. Well, 20, 21. Well. Yeah, thank you. .44, home sweet home. The benefits of a strict 7 kilogram per person limit on all of your carry-on. No Hunger Games situation. I gotta say, I'm a fan. And the seat is decently comfortable. Plenty of leg room. My bag easily fits under the seat. Charging some things in the back pocket. And we're not going to have a great view for takeoff, but hopefully for landing, we'll be able to record something. We'll be taking off in about 10 minutes if all goes to plan. But yeah, so far the staff have been excellent, and it's been a rather pleasant experience. And there is a menu on board. So apparently we have been delayed about 20 or 30 minutes. The pilot didn't cite the weather. He said it's just a busy period right now. So hopefully we'll be up and flying pretty soon. It's time for another loo review here at the back of the A380. It's small but pretty clean. That's all she wrote for the loo review. There is a power adapter, and there isn't any at the seats. There's also no entertainment systems. It's a 6.5-hour flight, so you gotta keep yourself entertained. I think the meal service will be paid. I'm probably gonna skip that. I have some snacks and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a pretty comfortable flight. Not a whole lot to report on, so you might not see me again until I land. Lucky you, hey.
When opening the overhead compartment. Before leaving the aircraft, please ensure that you have all your belongings and travel documents with you. If you need any assistance upon arrival, please contact our ground staff.
Hi. It said we'll see a sign for Fast Pass, right?
Sorry?
There'll be a sign for Fast Pass?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The announcement was very garbled. I just heard them mention it in Thai. I didn't hear the English announcement at all, but it was a good flight. We landed 20 minutes early. Now DMK Airport for the first time on this channel. It says it's about 45 minutes by car ride to the hotel. And ideally we should breeze through here. I can see that sign for the immigration fast pass. VIP arrivals, I don't think that's me. The moving walkway is under maintenance. But fortunately, we pulled into a gate. We didn't have to take that bus. This is the older of the two airports here, and like most older airports, it's much closer to the city. It's a similar story in Tokyo. We went from the furthest major Tokyo airport in Narita to the closer one in Bangkok. And you know what? That was a pretty good experience. I have not a bad word to say about AirAsia X. I'll wrap up recording once I'm through to the other side. You can't record through immigration anyways. Some planes out there. Well, it's nice to get some steps in after being on a plane for so long. I do not mind this at all. Oh, we got these things, these little robot floor sweepers here. Arrivals. I've almost always flown into BKK. You could take in Rail Link Airport train from there. Sometimes I take a cab. I think this is just my 5th or 6th time at this particular airport. And I am not remembering this. It's probably been 8 or 9 years since I was last here. Usually go out of my way to book flights from BKK. Even if they're a little bit more, it's usually more convenient. But this is certainly proving to be a long-ass walk. There's someone holding a sign. Let's see what that says. All right, we have fast pass. Yeah. All right, I will resume when we're finished. Holy cow. There's not exactly a huge lineup in immigration, but that took all of 30 seconds. I handed the lady my passport. They took my picture and fingerprints. And here we go. And I know this is generally a dumb idea, but I've only got 1,000 baht on me. I'm just gonna pick up maybe 50 Canadian dollars or so worth from an exchange here. And then I'm gonna go find a car. I do have the Bolt app, which I usually use to get around, but I'm not sure how well that works from the airport and if they even have a designated rideshare pickup zone. SRT Red Line train station. Is that new? No need to get a physical SIM card with all the eSIM action going on. Just being held up for a second here. I don't recall there being train access to here, but what do I know? I used to come this way to catch a metered taxi, or yeah, there they are, taxi meter. I'm just gonna see what this red line is all about here. Just a moment. Well, maybe I am ill-informed and that's always been part of the experience here. I'm not entirely sure. But Google Maps didn't tell me. Yeah. Thank you. Meter taxi 783. So just wait for the number to show up. All right, on that note, I hope you enjoyed this one. Do let me know your thoughts and comments down below. If you wish to support what I do on YouTube, there's links to my Patreon and YouTube channel membership down in the description. I've got an Instagram account at Johnny Strides, and there is a super thanks button appearing down below if you wish to say thanks that way, eh? Anywho, thank you so much for watching from 30 degrees Celsius Bangkok, and I will catch you in the next one. Yoink!